Okay, we're in action. Hello everyone, good evening. I am Samantha Clark. I'm an Arbonne Independent Consultant, and I'm also what we call a Regional Vice President, which sounds like a really fancy title, but I'll explain what that means a little bit later on. It just means that I've helped a few people, and you can totally do that too. So tonight you are going to hear about the Arbonne business model. It's predominantly about the business model. Most of you would have tried the products before. You've been invited on this call from someone who genuinely thinks that you have what it takes and something in this business is for you. And so I would definitely take that as a compliment, but I also want to take the time to congratulate you for taking the time on a Monday night to actually invest in yourself and have an open mind and discover what this opportunity is really all about, because the more I talk to people, the more I realize that it's very misunderstood and it can easily just be dismissed. And I think for a lot of people, it takes a couple of looks at this and it takes a little bit of investigation into this business to actually see what it can do for you. So that's really what we want to do tonight, is give you an overview of the business. But I will tell you a little bit about myself so that you can relate in some way. Hopefully you can all relate. I'm 32 in 6 weeks. Probably shouldn't age myself that early. I started this business 2 years ago when I was 29, and I had 6 months until I was 30. And I thought to myself, I'd been telling everybody for years that I was going to retire by the time I was 30. So I thought to myself, holy crap, I've only got 6 months to go. And I was currently working in IT with my partner. We had a traditional business that we'd worked very hard on. It was doing so well. It's a multi-award winning business, but I'm an artist and I was really beginning to be frustrated and unfulfilled in that role, and in that role in the IT company. And I was just thinking, there's got to be a better way. I actually know there's a better way, but I just don't know in what vehicle it exists. And so I really want you to see Arbonne and the whole business model that we're going to discover tonight as a vehicle to whatever it is that you want to do later on. So because of Arbonne, I have actually been able to, so I retired on my 30th birthday, 6 months into starting my business. On my 9th month in the business, I got a beautiful white Mercedes from the company, which we'll talk about later. Bonus, tick. And I also was able to retire my partner from our traditional business. I said, you know, you don't have to work anymore if you don't want to, but he likes to stay relevant, so he works 3 hours on a Saturday. So go Ben. And I will say that my partner was actually quite skeptical when I first started this business, and it actually took me 2 asks. So someone had to invite me to take a look at this business twice before I actually realized what I was being asked to take a look at. So I'm so grateful that person said, Sam, I'm coming to your hometown and we need to have a drink. I need to tell you about this amazing business opportunity. You're working too hard, you're smart, I know you're going to get it, right? And I know you're going to really love what you see. So I was showing this business on a Friday afternoon over a sangria, and the drink went down, the glass went down, and I just thought, okay, I can totally do something like this. How big can it possibly get? And it wasn't until 3 months later that I actually saw how big it really is. I got on my first big plane, went over to America, went to Las Vegas to our global conference, and I saw all these people walking across the stage, and I thought, that can totally be me, and there's not enough Australians up there. There's not enough regional Australians up there, and that's where I'm from. So I saw the bigger picture over there. I saw what was possible, and I came back 100% determined and made my dreams come true. And what that means is we were able to renovate our house. I was able to leave our traditional business behind. I was able to build a studio at our house so I can paint whenever I want. Time is one of the world's most sought after commodities, and you just can't buy time, but you can certainly build a business and build an asset, and a leverageable residual asset and a legacy that you can leave behind for other people. You can actually build that. You can have the control of that. So I know a lot of you can see all the motivational quotes on Instagram and Facebook, and, you know, I'm building an empire and I'm a boss babe and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And you might be looking at those things and thinking, okay, great, honey, how is she doing that? And if you're in corporate, if you're a stay-at-home mum or dad, even if you're already successful as a lawyer or a doctor, or, you know, money is not a problem, it still comes back to time. You either want to spend more time with your kids, spend less time with your kids, spend more time with your partner, or just spend more time with yourself. I think a lot of us are very overworked, underpaid, sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I was definitely one of those people. And hopefully that's just a little taste of what is actually possible in this business. And through that, through me saying yes to this business, and through you saying yes to something like this, you have been invited on because someone truly respects you. So do take a look at it from a real business perspective, because this is the way of the future. So we were trying to build wealth and become investors on the wrong side of the cash flow quadrant. So if you don't know what that means, just jot that down, cash flow quadrant, and go and Google it, because we were actually acting in a business model that was broken. And so moving over to what is a network marketing business model, and that is how we promote Arbonne, has actually enabled us to have the time and freedom that we actually desired, that we didn't actually know would exist through a network marketing model. So let's just jump straight in and talk about the actual business. So we were founded 36 years ago. We just celebrated our 35th anniversary. And yes, we are a body, beauty, health and wellness company. And we were founded in Norway by an incredible visionary named Peter Mork. Now, he had a vision to create pure, safe and beneficial products. So really a vegan product is one of the biggest buzzwords that we have going around the world right now. But he wanted something like that, and he created something like that called Arbonne 35 years ago. So it's really, he was very cutting edge for his time, but he also linked arms with incredible scientists. So he said, you know, I want to create this incredible botanical based product line, but who can I also partner with in the industry who is better than me, who can bring this to life? And so he actually called upon Dr. Peter McTravis, who has the most patents out on any products in the world. And he is our formulator, and he is just incredibly advanced for his time, as well as Peter, and then another guy called Pierre Bodicleri. So together they have just created incredible products that just keep getting better and better. And we are going to talk about those in a second as well. But he also said, I want to, you know, make available these products to people by cutting out the middlemen of traditional business, by taking the money away from the big guys and putting it into the pockets of families around the world. So really this is a global opportunity with the most generous compensation plan that I have ever seen. That is why I spent the Saturday and Sunday after I'd been shown the business absolutely glued to the computer, because I wanted to know everything. And like I said, it is a willable legacy. This is something that you can actually pass down generation to generation. We have an incredible home office team and state-of-the-art distribution and support centers. And along the way, you can see along the timeline, we've expanded into 5 countries. And we have invested in Kay Napier, our beautiful CEO, who has taken us just above and beyond what Peter probably originally thought was possible. So that's just incredible. And that's some of the history and culture of our incredible company. So I had actually never heard of Arbonne when I was first introduced to the company. There's only 1% brand awareness in Australia still to this day. And in New South Wales, I know some of you are all over the nation, but in New South Wales, where we are based, it's less than 17% of the nation are actually Arbonne consultants here. Like, that's our piece of the pie. So our product advantage, when I looked at the business from, you know, that business entrepreneurial mindset, I said to myself, well, what is our point of difference? Okay, what is our advantage over everything else that you can get? And so when I realized that we're plant-based formulations and we actually blend science and nature, I wanted to know more. So we actually source ingredients from all around the globe. So Dr. Peter McTravis just sourced Edelweiss from the Swiss Alps, which is incredible. So we're actually a Swiss-based company. We have that Swiss heritage, even though we're made in the US. So we abide by European standards, which are much, much stricter. So that was a huge tick for me, as well as being pH correct, hypoallergenic, dermatologist tested, pediatrician tested, and ophthalmologist tested. So some of those words, I realized that a lot of people don't actually know what they mean. So we're basically safe for all parts of the body and all people. And on the point of people, we don't need to test on animals. We think that is just an outdated, ridiculous model. So we're vegan certified. And I must say, the minute, a lot of people ask me, well, how do we actually build an Arbonne business? Well, I actually posted when I first started this business about my excitement on Facebook about finding a vegan product range that actually showed results, because I was getting to the point where I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. I was actually quite toxic. I had runny nose all the time. I was just really unwell and run down all the time. So one of the first things I did was look at my health and beauty products, and it got to the point where I could mash up an avocado, but it really wasn't going to do anything for those near 30-year-old wrinkles. So finding a vegan certified product got a lot of attention on a Facebook post straight away for me. And so then I really realized I'm onto something here, because we've been vegan certified for 36 years. Like, I don't know who was a vegan 36 years ago, but even if you were a vegetarian and looking at labels, that has become such a modern thing to do, and everyone is turning around the label and reading the ingredients and actually educating themselves on what ingredients mean. So we have such a cutting edge, modern day, sophisticated product that people actually want, and it does show results. So all of our products, they don't just look and smell nice, they actually do something. And when we're paying for incredible products, and if these products were available in a department store on the shelves of David Jones, for example, you'd be paying so much more. And our competitors' brands are actually thousands of dollars, where ours are a couple of $100. So you can see the value. And our products really do stand the test of time. You really only need a tiny little amount, and it will last you so much longer. So when you look at the comparative brands, we far are superior. We're a 6-star brand. We're a 6-star company. Everything we do is 6-star. We're ultra premium. So also clinically tested. There's so many ingredients, especially in Australian products, that are just not tested for how safe they are for us. We really don't know what the pill is going to do to us. We didn't really know anything about talcum powder and what it was going to do for us, and we can see what's going on in the news about that. So our products, Arbonne products, actually clinically third-party tested for how safe they are for humans. And so whenever we find something, an ingredient that perhaps might be at too high levels in a product, they actually reformulate that. So our products really do, they're a huge focus of our business, and they really do get observed and results recorded, and clinical results are taken third party. So we're not biased. And what you will find when you do some research, I know I'm talking a lot about these products, but I really want you to understand how incredible they are. And I think if you can try an RE9 set from someone who has invited you on, you will know for yourself. They are just extreme. They're the best products you'll ever find in the world. And that third party clinically tested, when other brands are testing, they can often say 4 out of the 10 people tested can actually have a reaction, but they'll still say that it's hypoallergenic, or they'll still say that it's pH correct, or any other of those certifications. Whereas in Arbonne, we actually say, well, that's not true. 4 people still had a reaction. So we voluntarily test all of our products to 0 to make sure that we actually have a product for everybody. So it's not just what's in our products that are amazing, it's what's not in our products. And this is the stuff that everybody is starting to take real notice of, because we're seeing the effects. We're sort of seeing, like, people are aging faster. People are having early onset menopause and early onset puberty. Things are growing faster than they probably should be. We're seeing a lot more cancer. And we really want to take a good look at our health and beauty cabinet. So when I first heard about this, I went straight to my bathroom. I did some research on the words on the screen, right? Because a lot of that didn't make sense to me. I was pretty disgusted by what I found, especially if I could just go to the third line animal products and buy products. I didn't know what that really was. And to be honest, I didn't really want to go and look. But what I did find out without having to watch any graphic videos, thank goodness, is that animal byproducts are actually just boiled up leftovers. I know that sounds terrible, boiled up leftovers, and the stuff on the top is actually scraped off, and that is the filler that goes into so many health and beauty products, and we're putting that on our skin. And then you need preservatives and formaldehyde so that it can actually go on your skin without stinking. So it's completely unnecessary, and it cheapens a product. It cheapens what you're actually using. If they say there's a certain ingredient in a product that is going to magically reduce your wrinkles, usually it's got a lot of fillers in it. So it's really time to be more aware. And I know that you and I, our families, we all deserve the best products. We all deserve to live as long as possible and as healthily as possible, because I would rather pay for healthcare than for sick care. And I would rather live a long, healthy life than a sad, sick life. And so many people who are walking around today, and this ties in beautifully with time and taking time for ourselves, is that we can't keep giving to others if our tank is empty. And that starts at skin level. That starts with our biggest organ. Our skin is our biggest organ. And so we need to look after it, and we need to take away the gluten and the petroleum, which is going to actually clog our pores and not let our skin breathe, which is its job. We take away the chemical dyes and fragrances. We don't need any artificial sweeteners. No one will put up with those these days. Everyone is going to check the labels of what they're drinking or what they're ingesting. So we don't need parabens and phthalates, and definitely that's another 2 words to write down, because it's just scary to think what is happening to our bodies because of these nasties. So getting into the business model, these are still the products, but this is how we actually create an income, and this is how we create a network of clients and consultants. So this is a network marketing model that is a dual model. It has the direct selling side and the network marketing side. So looking at this again from a business mindset, you want a consumable product. You want a product that is ultra premium, that is actually going to do its job, that people are going to reorder. So when people try our products, they absolutely fall in love. Absolutely fall in love. I've had tug of war with people over the RE9 set in a gold bag. They've tried it for 3 days in their home, because that's how we share this business. We get people to put these products on their skin, and if they're doing it in their own home, they know that what they're purchasing is actually right for them. So I've had tug of wars where people have said, I really don't want to give this product back to you. It's incredible, and I don't know how I can live without it. And so what you have there is someone who is going to be loyal to that brand, our brand, and rebuy and rebuy and rebuy. So we have incredible anti-aging skincare. We have skincare for sensitive skin, for acne-prone skin, for oily skin, for dry skin, and for men as well. Beautiful bath and body. This is actually great for sore muscles and arthritis. I absolutely love the Jolie. Make sure you get a sample of that. We have specialty treatments which have a high vitamin A content, which is just doing wonders for my skin at the moment. I'm doing a 21-day transformation with my skin using these specialty treatments. We've got beautiful hair care products. So if you're thinking, okay, I'm starting to see that this could be an industry-based thing as well. So hairdressers have a unique opportunity to actually use these products in their salon and then be able to share them with their clients. So for appointment-based businesses and for people already in the industry, this is just very lucrative. But I did not know anything about health and wellness. I did not know anything about skincare. I was using a bit of this and a bit of that and hoping for the best. And so I didn't need to know anything about skincare and makeup. I didn't need to know anything about network marketing. I didn't need to already be a CEO of any company. All I needed to know was I want more time freedom. I want more financial freedom. I want better skin. I want to look hotter. I want to look fitter. I want to feel fitter. And I want to help other people to do the same thing. I want to give back to people. I want to give back to my community in ways that I haven't been able to before. And that takes time and money. And I wanted to retire by the time I was 30. And these products have allowed me to do that by opening my mouth. You know, I was telling someone a little while ago, I actually got to the point where I hated people before Arbonne. And I don't know if you guys would ever admit that, maybe to yourself or to your hubby or your partner. But I got to the point where I was so drained of other people that I didn't think that it was possible to make any more friends. I didn't think that any good people existed in the world anymore. And so when my friend actually came to me and said, you need to look at this business, I knew there was going to be a lot of personal growth involved. And, you know, I've been able to share these products 110% with belief, because I saw them work on my own skin, and then I saw them work on other people's skin. And the transformations for some people, you know, young adults with acne, their confidence just having an incredible boost. And then all their friends saying, how did you do it? I want to do it too. And tears of joy over this. You know, I've two products that really attracted me at first was the two at the bottom, the toothpaste and the deodorant. Toothpaste that doesn't have fluoride in it and deodorant that doesn't have aluminium in it. They were toxically poisoning me. I had like a metal poisoning. So that has been a huge transformation for me. And to find something that actually worked, that wasn't like a dry crystal under my arm, which I just couldn't fathom, that was another big tick for me. As I've started to use all the products, and that's how you want to start your business, is really equipping yourself. You don't open a bakery without bread. You don't open a coffee shop without coffee. So I wanted to Arbonnize my home. I wanted to Arbonnize my skin and my kitchen, so that when my friends come over, it's a natural conversation. You know, already they've said, oh, you're glowing today. Well, it's the Arbonne glow. But then they come over and I can offer them a herbal tea, or they come to my bathroom. If they're staying the night, they're using my products in the shower, and they're kind of like, what is this? Everything has a matching label for starters. So that satisfies my OCD tendencies. But the products, they realize, have a difference before they even know what the difference is. And that's because they got them on their skin. I will just say the makeup is incredible as well. Sunscreen with no nasties. That's very, very hard to find, and the best self-tanner ever. And our nutrition range is just growing and growing. So we've got weight management and greens balance and energy drinks that are actually good for you. So really this is about teaching people how to redirect their spend. So instead of shopping from, you know, other places, they're actually shopping from their own store and getting better results for it. So some of the clinical results from the RE9, this is our anti-aging, our core anti-aging range. You'll see that 3 of the products out of 6 are actually rated #1 from department store, like against department store brands in the US and the leading multi-level marketing brands in the US. So that is just huge. These products really do provide healthier, younger, I can't talk tonight, younger looking complexion. So these products are incredible, but my favorite product is actually the toner and its spray. So I would love to hear what your favorite product is, but I just thought I'd put that up there because, you know, you can hear these things and actually not know if it's true. But our CEO, Kay Napier, actually wanted to prove all of this. So when she came on board, the clinical results were done. So as I said, it is a network marketing model, and that is actually an incredible advantage. We are changing, Arbonne is actually changing the face of network marketing. Thank goodness. You know, that was one of the first things I thought when I heard about this was finally a network marketing company that is actually getting it right, that is actually leading the way. When you're looking at network marketing models, because they do tend to be something that people look to when they're looking for another stream of income, and that's fantastic. But there's a few things to take note of. One, you want a consumable product, something that people are actually going to rebuy, not buy once and then it lasts them forever. Because you want that residual ongoing income. You don't want to have to do the work 1,000 times over. It's like you build it once and get paid on it forever. You also want one that has the direct selling and the network marketing option, because then you're getting paid on 2 streams, but we actually get paid in 4 ways, which I'll talk about later. And you also want to make sure that there's the history and the culture and the roots. So 35 years strong, 36 years strong, that makes sense, okay? We are actually registered with the DSA, which is the Direct Selling Association, and we're rated as the number 34, strongest growing and most stable growing network marketing company in the world. But when you actually look at 33 and above, all of those companies have 50 to 200 countries that they're in, so they're already globalized. So Arbonne is only in 5 countries currently. We're going into New Zealand next. Hurrah! But that kind of makes us number 1, right? You can see how very soon we are going to be number 1, because we are still growing into other countries. We're doing it in a really stable, culturally aware way. And that's just really something to consider when you're looking at a network marketing business model that is going to last the distance, that is going to represent you as a person, something that you can actually stand behind proudly, but it also isn't going to fall over in 2 years' time because their product has been banned or because of their ethics. You know what I mean? So this is a really good network marketing company. The best, and it will be number 1 one day. So we are really ground floor. This is like when Google was first invented, or when the internet was first invented. You really want to take another look at how Arbonne's business model works. So make sure you get these slides. So traditional retail, that's what the business that my partner and I still have. It runs itself now, fantastic, because of systems. And so with Arbonne, that's how this business works so seamlessly, is it's a system. You actually get a business in a box when you join Arbonne. So instead of a product costing $10 and going through all of those little middlemen onto the consumer for $100, we take those middlemen out, we save billions of dollars in doing that, and we take the product straight from the manufacturer through us as independent consultants onto the consumer. And so that money is spent on that, the savings is actually spent on research and development to make our products even better, like I talked about before, but then in paying us as independent consultants really, really well. And that means, trips around the world. It means Tiffany jewelry at Christmas. It means flowers on Valentine's Day, and you can actually be rewarded at every single level. This is not just at the level that I am at. So the really business in a box idea here is that we don't have to pay employees. Our products are our employees. So that's why it's so important to actually kit up and start strong and start your business with a product that you can actually use, and then you can effectively speak about and proudly speak about. So we market and distribute our product via word of mouth. So we share TV shows. I don't know how many times I've recommended Game of Thrones to people, but I think if I was paid on that, they might just send me Jon Snow in the mail. It's an effective distribution system. So this works because when you think about, okay, I want to buy a dishwasher, you don't really go to the good guys first and do your research first. That might be step 3, right? The first step you're going to do is you're probably going to ask your mum or your sister or your brother or your uncle, and then you're going to post on Facebook and say, best brand dishwasher, tell me your thoughts. So everybody is actually looking for a recommendation. They trust recommendations more than ads. I don't know how many times I've been at the movies or in front of the telly and just gone no to ads, like mute, right? So you may as well be getting paid while the ads are muted by getting on your phone, like you are anyway, and actually talking about a product that actually works and a business model that can absolutely change your friends, your families, people you don't even know yet, lives. So we do get paid for opening our mouths rather than me recommending Game of Thrones and them never sending me Jon Snow. And so we get to work our business in a flexible schedule. So there are some day in the life of an Arbonne consultant videos. I highly recommend you go check them out. They're hilarious, but they're actually true. So I was talking to a girl today and she said, so I'm really busy. I've got kids. I might have 4 kids, 5 kids. I've got a lot of people in my team with a lot of kids. And that does not stop them. In fact, that's what drives them, because they realize, if the kids are going to grow up without me because I'm at a 9 to 5 or more like a 7 till 7 job, when you take in commuting time, or if I have to put them into daycare, I may as well put the next 12 to 24 months into building a residual legacy, an asset, a business that pays my family every single month, bigger than the wage I could ever get from going back to work. And they realize that. Or they have a job and they're actually just fitting this in and around the lives of the children. It's actually true too that when you start using these products, you'll actually feel more energetic. You'll actually feel more motivated. You have a supportive community around you. And so you actually make time. You know, we can all say, well, we've got the same hours in the day as Beyonce, but, you know, unless you actually sit down and look at your schedule and work out, okay, I'm going to make an hour here. If I said to you, all you need to be successful is an hour on your business every single day. Can you spend an hour working on your business, on income producing activity to grow, using your mouth to share this incredible product and business model? And then half an hour, maybe that's half an hour in the car, or half an hour like you're investing now on personal development, on actually reading or listening to something that's going to grow you as a person. Could you do that? Because we want people in this business who want this for themselves. Because we are nobody's boss. We are independent consultants, and we're going to link arms with you and help you to grow an epic business and be as successful as possible. But we want you to want it as well. And when you want it for your own reasons, you'll find other people. You'll attract other people who want it for their own reasons as well. And so just this month alone, I've had 5 people come to me and say, knock, knock, like, what the hell are you doing, Sam? I need more information. And when you drip feed information to people, you know, some people, when they go shopping, they need to go and look at a pair of shoes and then leave the shop, maybe go have a cup of coffee, come back and look at them again. Maybe they come back in 3 weeks. If I'm still thinking about it in 3 weeks, I really need to do it. You know, so every one of us buys differently. It's exactly the same when you're making a business decision. But really don't overthink this. I think that's what my partner did. He really overthought it, especially when it came to this network marketing. He thought I was being sucked in. But what I realized was I was getting into a world-class company, and the lifestyle choices that have come of that have completely changed his mind, thank goodness. So why Arbonne? Why now? But why for you? Okay, so Arbonne is actually for everybody. It's not just for anybody. It's for everybody. But is it for you? Let's find out. Baby boomers they're driven and they're driving the economic opportunity. You know, they're the ones who are saying, maybe I need a bit more money for retirement. So when you're thinking about this and you're a mum or dad with kids, think about when the kids are all grown up. If you put everything on hold, if you put everything that is important to you on hold and your entire world is about your kids, which oftentimes it is, what happens when they're gone? Then do you start looking after you, or are you too tired then? So I think implementing this in and around what you're already doing, this is not about quitting anything. It's not about quitting your kids or quitting your job. That just so happens that that was my dream, because I had a passion in the arts to actually fulfill. So you can do this business in and around what you're already doing, whether that's full-time or part-time work or no work. It just takes the effort. It's an effort-based business. And also for the baby boomers, there's a lot of social aspect. This is basically a social life we get paid for. I get to drink wine when I have business meetings. I get to have cups of tea with people. You know, I said to someone the other day, 12 chai lattes actually changed my life. And that's totally true. In 9 months' time, you know, I was living a life of my dreams, and it only gets better and better. Gen Xers are driving the green revolution. So what's important to them is that the products are recyclable, that the packaging is made from recycled packaging, that our catalogs actually printed on soy-based inks, and papers, which is incredible. Our products get delivered carbon neutrally, also in recycled packaging, and it just gets better and better. They really do adjust, as I said, with the product formulations. They also adjust the product packaging, and they assess all of that all of the time. Even our Arbonne boutique, they really look at things that are BPA free and that are made in an environmentally friendly way, and we'll keep improving that. Gen Y, I'm a Gen Y, and if you've ever met a Gen Y who wants something, they usually go and get it. okay? They want the ownership, they want the flexible lifestyle, and they want it yesterday. And every one of us wants that because we are in a digital generation where we can have things quickly. So we all have our online shop. When we sign up to Arbonne, you become an independent consultant and you actually get your own online store that thousands of people can shop from any time of day, anywhere in the world where Arbonne is actually sold. So why Arbonne? Why now? I say why not? This is exactly where it's at. It's not just the personal product results and the ability to run your own business. It's the 24-hour support. It's that you can call someone in your team. You can call on anybody in Arbonne, really. We have this incredible brotherhood and sisterhood where we all support each other. I haven't seen a culture like that in any business. I'm certain it doesn't exist in corporate. Most people are scratching your eyeballs out to get your position, whereas we're lifting each other up. There's training and resources. We've got incredible social media where we can grow our business. We have our own Arbonne University even, so it's self-paced learning. So you can do this as slow as fast as you want. You can get to the first level of success in 1 month if you really wanted to, and I've seen it happen. You could do it in a couple of days. It just depends on how much effort you actually want to put into this business. And when you realize how simple it is, the effort that you put in will be productive and efficient, and it will pay you. The personal development was the part that I didn't really realize until I was on board, how much it was actually going to change my life. I thought I knew myself before. I read books all the time. I thought I was well developed, but I actually found a side of myself that was so much more, here's the word, authentic. We hear it all the time, but when you actually step into something that you love, so I didn't realize that Arbonne would become a passion apart from my art, but I fell back in love with people because I fell back in love with myself, because I found myself. And that is such a gift. And you can give this gift to absolutely anybody just by opening your mouth. You can give back to your community through your Arbonne business, but also through the Arbonne Charitable Foundation and the grants that they give. You grow as a person, you grow as a leader, you grow in confidence, and your overall well-being stands out. People are going to notice there's something different about you, and they'll comment. And that, a lot of the times, is the best advertisement for you. And that is how you start conversations. So we do have this global opportunity that definitely keeps me up at night. I'm so excited about New Zealand. I can't wait. It's literally happening next month. So we're currently in the UK, Canada, United Kingdom, Australia. We've been in Australia for 8 years, Poland, and then Taiwan later this year. So we can grow our business in any one of these countries. And really, like I said, it's so ground floor here, and you can have your online store being shopped at any time of day. So this slide should really show you, I didn't know anybody from Poland. I didn't know really anybody from the UK, but in your day-to-day life, once you have an opportunity for someone, you will actually start to notice the people you do know and the people that you do meet just by living. So now that I have time to actually live my life and, go for coffee or go to the beach when I feel like it, or go to a music festival, anything that I actually want to do, I'm going to meet people, and I actually do. I meet people all the time, and I'm just like, when you click with people, you just want to say, let's be friends. And you add each other on Facebook, and the conversation grows, and you'll just never know. The next person you meet might be Polish, might be a Pommy, might be Canadian. And now I'm so lucky that I have friends all around the world because of this business, and it's just getting better and better. I can go on holidays to New Zealand and meet people over there who are Kiwis and just so hungry for this opportunity. People in Australia are still so hungry to hear about something like this. They just actually don't know how it works. So it's really important that we learn this and we share it with as many people as possible. For us to be successful, we are not successful until we help others to be. So how do we do it? We start, we share. I'm going to start talking really fast because this part is super simple and there's no need to overcomplicate it. You stop buying from Myer, DJ, Priceline, Coles, wherever, and paying them, and you start buying from your own store. You start buying from Arbonne at a discount, getting superior products that actually work, that are so much safer and healthier for you, and you share with others how to do exact same thing. We stop, we start, we share. That's it. And it really does start with us. You know, you hear this and you think, oh, can I? Should I? Are you going to wait until you turn 30 or 40 or 50 or until the kids leave? Is there ever going to be a perfect time? You know, I was asked, what do you want? What do you really want out of life? And a lot of people don't know the answer to that. And I had an idea, but I actually didn't believe that it was going to be possible. And my friend said to me, are you actually going to get it if you keep doing what you're doing in the next 5 years? Are you actually going to get it? No way. And so I say start today. Start today and learn from the inside, because we got you. You know what I mean? We really do have your back. And there's no other business like that where everybody is out for each other instead of just out for themselves. So it starts with you. You make that decision and you find other people who want better health and better living and a better bank account. You link arms with them and you help those people to find their people. And we're not talking about thousands of people. Like I said, my whole life changed over 12 chai lattes. So, you know, find 4. Let's say 4. That's not the number, but let's say there's 4 business builders. There's 4 people that you know, like, trust, maybe you haven't met them yet, that actually want to grow this business, and you help them to do what you've done. And maybe you're just in this for the white Mercedes-Benz, and that's amazing. Go and find more people who want the white Mercedes-Benz, and you'll get it. Help them to get it, and you will get it. And then you have a strengthened retail network, because people are either going to be clients, they'll pay retail, or they're going to be preferred clients and get a discount, or they're going to say, I actually want to do what you do. I want to be an Arbonne Independent Consultant. And that is the smartest decision you can make, because the most expensive steps you can take right now are away from the person who actually cares about you enough to invite you and show you this opportunity. So you'll strengthen your retail network by people falling in love with these products and repurchasing and repurchasing. So you'll actually get paid commissions on the products, overrides from building a team. We get $1,100 a month and then $1,400 a month at regional vice president and national vice president level, which I'll talk about in a sec. So yes, you get to pick your own car, as long as it's white, any car you like, and that bonus is paid to you to pay for that car. And you know, I never had a new car before, let alone a luxury vehicle. We live in a very modest little cottage, and we have a $60,000 car out the front. So it blows my mind, and sometimes I forget I'm driving it, because, you know, at the end of the day, it's just a car. But it's pretty impressive to look at. And so you're driving along, and people expect older people to have cool cars, and they're just staring, and I forget what they're actually looking at is this gorgeous vehicle. But if you can imagine the white Mercedes-Benz as the vehicle to whatever it is that you want, you know, whether you actually want to write music, you have a passion for writing music and it just hasn't been fulfilled yet, whether you have the passion to actually you know, have another child. So many of my friends are saying to me, we'd love to have another child, and they're well off, they're doing well, they've both got great jobs, you know, they own a house, but they just cannot make enough money to get ahead so that they can have another child. And that breaks my heart. That is super sad. So whatever it is that you want, maybe you're a makeup artist, maybe you're a personal trainer, and you already have a network, but you're actually thinking, well, this has got a ceiling on it. There is no ceiling on what you can make in Arbonne, and the cash bonuses come at every single level as well. So really, whatever it is that you want, you can get paid 4 ways and absolutely change your life. So this is the most generous compensation plan that I've ever seen. I actually love it. I love talking about it. And it shows the average monthly income and the average time to get to your title. And I just want to say they're titles. It doesn't mean that you own a district or you own an area. You can grow your business anywhere in the countries that we're in. And you can build this as fast or as slow as you like. You know, it's your business. You are the CEO. You've still got your own business. And so district manager, like I said, it's the first level, and you can get there in a couple of days, in a couple of weeks. You can do it in 1 month. okay? But the average time to position is 5 months at $311. Now, that's not life-changing money by any means, but it could be the difference between someone losing their house and keeping their house. You know, that's not going to make them a millionaire, but it's going to make a massive difference. So for me, when I first started getting paid at district manager level, it really opened up my eyes what was possible, and I wanted to go all the way to the top, which I think this chart should be flipped around and national vice president should be at the top, because you can see area manager level, fantastic money. You can will your business at that stage. Regional vice president, that's where I am. You get the Mercedes, incredible money. But national vice president, at about $20,000 a month with no cap, like no ceiling. They're not going to say, oh my goodness, you worked too hard this month, we're not paying you that. No, they'll take you on a free trip. They'll give you all those gifts. They'll give you the $1,400 a month for the Mercedes-Benz. And that's your thank you. That's for you. That's for your effort in coaching other people, in mentoring other people on how to do exactly the stop, start, share that we do to build an incredible empire. So really, I want you to consider, where do you fit? And you might have to see this again, and you might have to ask a ton more questions. We're not going to do a Q&A tonight, but definitely do one with the person that invited you along, because they will have the information that you need. Don't be scared to actually say, I'm concerned about X, Y, and Z, because I definitely did. I asked all the questions that I could over the course of that weekend, and by the Monday morning, I was all in, guns blazing, ready to go. And that's what you want to do. You want to start something now that can absolutely change your tomorrow and the next day and the next day. And you'll actually spring out of bed instead of waking up in the morning and dreading the day ahead. So many times I did that. I actually thought I could stay in bed today. And there were tears over nothing. Over nothing. But when you think about it, what is going to hold you back? Nothing. Because our fears about not knowing enough people, not having enough money, not having enough time, or caring about what other people think, that's the saddest one. When I realized other people's opinions don't pay my bills, I was all in. By that point, I was like, stuff it, I'm all in. I want to own my life. And I'm so grateful and so honored that now that I do, that I can help other people to have that as well. I'm invested in my team, absolutely. I care about them. I care about everybody in Arbonne. I love you all and I want you all to be successful. And how you do that is you say yes. You say, I'm ready to take control of my future right now. You know, what is the risk? When you're looking at starting up a franchise, the risk is enormous. When you're starting up an Arbonne business, the risk is you don't do the work. And then you're just left with incredible products that you get to use up. It's $105 to start your business. You kit up with products. You get your own URL, your own website, your own back-end database and CRM and everything that you need. Arbonne looks after all of the business side of things. All we have to do is open our mouth and share these products in this business with other people. We get 35% off minimum. Then we have the unlimited income potential, the opportunity to earn the car, and the personal growth and development. And I tell you guys, dream big. This is a safe place to do that because you are where you are today because of the choices that you made yesterday. So you better well make a smart one today. You know what I mean? Like, why wait? You totally deserve this. And the person who invited you on knows that. They see something in you. And you know what? If you see something good in someone else, it's a mirror of what is good in you. So you need to take a long, hard look at yourself and realize that you can step up, that you can be the best person that you want to be. You can be a healthier version of you, and you can have the best life that you're actually dreaming of, or that you don't even dare to dream of yet. But dream big. Get out those vision boards, get out the Pinterest, and actually start considering what your future will look like, and say yes to your future today. So guys, I just want to say, you know, the success and failure of all our independent consultants is actually based on personal effort. So what you've seen tonight, you know, it's just a snippet of my story, but I do want you to go and talk to as many people and watch as many videos as you possibly can. But thank you so much. Congratulations. for taking the time to invest in yourself and in your family and in your future. And I do hope to see you on board and in our business going to the top. Good night, guys.